Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Okay, seems fine to me. So we will go ahead and start rolling this down. And switch into this screen. All right, so hello and welcome to Kisara's Casual Corner. I am Kisara. I apologize for being late. Again, like a delay and whatnot came up, so I'm actually going to back up from my microphone because I know how gainy I can actually be. I'll move it back as well. Okay, so I don't think I turned it up. It should be at narration volume. Anyway, so last week we started Kentucky Route Zero, a game pretty much about like trying to find this location and apparently like traversing what seems like the memories of the dead mixing with the living or something along those lines. It's a very perspective-y kind of thing. It's very unique in that we're just getting bits and pieces of story all the time. So we met Shannon, who we sent to find her in the mines, and she was looking for something. Hey Pedro, welcome in. Thank you very much. I appreciate you letting me know you can hear me. Sometimes I'm like, do I do a good sound check? Did I? I can't know. Okay, and then of course we started off playing Conway, who has the dog Blue. We named her Blue, and he's trying to deliver from this antique store, trying to find the Route Zero. Honestly, there's so much happening. I'm not confused, but I'm definitely intrigued. So, without further ado, let me pull this up. We'll switch into my game screen, and we'll play Act 2 of Kentucky Route Zero right after I actually do it. Pedro, I hope you are doing well. I have my snacks, but I'll probably not eat them as much because a lot more reading. I'm also going to turn the brightness up. I'm not sure. Is it bright enough for you guys? Let me turn the brightness up just a little bit. And also, actually, I forgot one of the tasks I meant to do today was wipe down the dust off of my monitor with my microfiber. Okay. No, not spicy noodles. I have sticky rice and soy beef in my thing. They're nice finger snacks. Okay. So we ended Act 1. Oh, options. I want to adjust the brightness a little bit. Because for me, it's actually just a little dark. Okay, I think that should be okay. Apparently there's multiplayer. I have no idea what multiplayer is. It's very interesting. I'm kind of curious at the end if I go back and like, what does multiplayer mean for a game that clearly plays like a single player game? So I'm just mostly curious. Okay, so we're going to end of Act 1. We're going to continue this story. I missed a massive dust spot. Like right here in the center. And I don't want my fingerprints to get on it because I made that mistake once already. Okay. So we did that one. We are on chapter 2. I believe this is chapter 2. The entertainment. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the scene opens up. An audience member coughs. Oh, are we in first person? This will be interesting. Act 1 sound cues. Drone 1. Sound 3, glass clinking. Sound 4, car passing by. I don't know what that means. Harry says, 2 GD hot. Evelyn says, it's cool in here. Harry says, yep. Bite Babylon outside. GD, you're right. Well, cool in here, says Harry. It's an oasis. I wonder how Ted's holding up. AC, says Harry. Down there, they have it all. Evelyn responds, sure, you're right. I've never been to Texas. Harry says, oh, sure. They all have AC. Too cold almost. In July, even. Evelyn giggles. He's got a hotel. Yeah, hotel life. That's living, says Harry. Maybe too much. I mean, what's to stop him, really? We meet some tall thing at the hotel bar. No, says Harry. Ted's a good man. No, says Evelyn. I know. He wouldn't run around. Evelyn thinks, you're right. How about a beer? Harry says, nope, no beer today. Hard times whiskey. Evelyn says, oh, that's all you've got? Harry responds, it's good whiskey. Local. Yeah. You take deliveries from them? No, sure. And Harry looks at us. Evelyn says, you ever see, one of them? The boys from Hard Times. What? Says Harry. I've heard they're strange, says Evelyn. They work hard, says Harry. They make a good whiskey. Who are we to judge? Sure, says Evelyn. Who are we? Harry says, no one with confidence. What's all this bread for? Sandwiches, says Harry. Rain's law. Laughs Evelyn. The old ones you went bad while you were on vacation. You have a good time while the sandwiches rotted, says Evelyn. Oh, you know me, jokes Harry. Couldn't shut it off. 7 days on the beach and all I could think about was work. You know, the new kitchen, maybe hire a hostess, you know. Evelyn gasped, a hostess at the lower depths? Crazy. Harry, no, it's not so crazy. Yeah, I was in a bar down in New Orleans. They had a hostess. Some dive. She seats you and, I don't know, points out the specials. They could have specials in here every night. Drink specials. You make cocktails? Harry says, no. Food specials. Monday night, chicken. I don't know, grilled chicken? Caesar salad? Class it up, you know? Says Harry. Bess would have liked it. Here's to Bess, says Evelyn. Yeah. Let me grab a... here's to Bess. Good Christian woman, says Evelyn. Good Christian woman. How about that hot corner? Not bothering nobody. Been here long? Soon as I opened. Got started a bit earlier, I guess. Oh, on a bender, huh? Sleeping in some ditch or something. You don't think, maybe Ted... No, says Harry. Ted's a good man. Honest, well-liked. He's liked, but he's well-liked. Sales is a good fit. Selling hammers. Can you believe it? Says Evelyn. Somebody has to, says Harry. The hammers. They don't sell themselves, scoffs Evelyn. Here, here, says Harry. It's just hard. Ted on the road. Harry responds, it's tough all over. What to do all day? Come here, I guess. Sure, says Harry. That's what I do. Cheap drinks, conversation, and the entertainment. Sure, says Harry. All right, what's tonight? Says Evelyn. Oh, tonight. It's, Junebug. Oh, I'll stay for that. I need some music, get my mind off Ted. Something romantic, you know? A love song from when the world was young. What time? Harry says, around 8, maybe. We'll set him up slow. Or I'll sleep right through it, says Evelyn. Hey, K-Dog. I saw you actually come in, but I wanted to finish that whole conversation first because it seemed like it had a flow behind it. Spicy noodle stream confirmed? No. Please don't apologize for things not worthy of an apology. Oh, okay. I appreciate your sentiments. I really, really do. But yeah, I wanted to get through that little conversation because it looks like we've just been sitting here drinking for however long. And Act 2 is very different. I'm clearly in first person. Nature program, sound 6. Sound 7 is drone number 2. Sound 8 is a door opening. Sound 9 is a door closing. Sound 10 is a car passing by. Oh, put back on that weird dinosaur show, will you? No, says Harry. Those history programs don't make any sense. I much prefer nature programs, says Harry. They think they can just say anything on TV. I don't believe there to be, a darn word in the Bible about dinosaurs on the ark. Been a long time. Since Sunday school for me. Do you go to church, though? Asked Evelyn. Nah, not since Bess. It was her church, really, says Harry. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. And they take a shot. Well, I'm curious, too, to see where they're going with it. They've got you now, Harry scoffs. I think they're going to run out of rope before long. Dinosaurs on the ark. Harry says, I prefer the nature programs. Yeah, Evelyn agrees. So, was your vacation good? Ooh, 7 days poolside. I thought you said it was a beach. Oh, sure. No, it was a pool. Was it a pool? Questions Evelyn. Or a beach? Maybe. I don't remember. Weird. You think I'm making this up? No, Oh, a new person's entered. Pearl says, Hi, Harry. Are the old folks here? Just me and Evelyn. All morning. Hi, Evelyn. And that's Sot in the corner. They're talking about us. That's what we're looking at. You're early, Pearl. Your parents don't usually roll in until the evening, 5 or 6. Everything all right? Asked Harry. Oh, sure. Thanks. We just have some stuff to talk about. Well, post up here. And let's watch this weird dinosaur show. I'll stand you a drink, says Evelyn. All Harry's pouring today is his Hard Times whiskey. Oh, that's all you've got? They make a good whiskey, says Harry, in defense. Sure. But you know, the rumors? Rumors are rumors. Put it on my tab, Harry. You driving, Pearl? Oh, God, no. You know they want almost 40 cents a gallon. I had I had the early shift, so I just walked over. In this heat? You still working over there at Ace Jewelry and Loan. Joden Harden proudly trading shortcuts for dignity 6 days a week since 1962. Evelyn says at least they have the piety to shut down on Sunday. With Joe, it's more likely a hangover. Harry sardonically says, can it be both? Evelyn says, well, I know you see more trade than I do. Pearl responds, must be slow over at the hardware store. Slow isn't even the word. And now Ted is out shilling for quality hammers. To make up all the income. Mockingly, she says, have you considered quality hammers on your shelf? We made the switch. Recently, and business has tripled. Of course, I'd love to have dinner with your lovely daughters. Evelyn, scoffs Harry. Hey, a man gets lonely out on the road. I know how it is. No. Harry, says Pearl, you've been traveling, right? Sure, yeah. Down in New Orleans, just taking a break. Oh, a vacation. Looking around for ideas. Tell her about the pool or the beach, says Evelyn. Evelyn. Oh, sounds nice, says Pearl. And the hostess. Harry responds, I may just cut you off. Evelyn looks dejected. And Harry clears his throat. So, the pool, interjects Pearl. Or the beach. Yeah, Harry. Which was it? Says Evelyn. Well, it was a week of relaxation, and now I'm back. Pearl chuckles. You still look stressed, if you don't mind me saying. Evelyn says, he just looks like that. Sure, that's just how I look. I've never known you to leave town, Harry. I've never known you to leave this bar. No, I get out, says Harry defensively. Pearl asks, you still drive that old truck? I don't know. I think they towed it eventually. The heck you say? That must have been years ago, Harry, says Evelyn. Pearl says, how do you get around now? I take the bus or I walk, says Harry. You walk to New Orleans? To New Orleans? Watch it, Evelyn. Evelyn looks dejected. I didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Pearl asks, Harry, did you really go down to New Orleans? Now, just where you two go get off. Oh, sorry, forget it. Sure, she didn't mean nothing by it. We'll lay off you and get back to drinking. Gotta be ready for the entertainment. Oh, Pearl asks, what's on tonight? Harry says, tonight, it's Junebug. Works for me, says Pearl. Round 8, I think. I'll stick around. I could use some sad music. I came here to break some hearts. Ooh, what's that? To dash dreams? What are you talking about, says Harry. Gotta talk to my parents about their bar tab. I won't be paying for them anymore. Harry says, oh, hang on now. No, says Pearl. It's time to cut the old folks loose and head west. I can't keep enabling them, says Pearl, you know? A debt's a debt now. Harry, I'm sorry. I know you've got a vested interest in, and I don't want to make a victim of you. They'll come up with it somehow, says Pearl. I'm sure. Harry interjects, no, it's not that. The thing about debts is you never know when they'll be reckoned and called in. Evelyn questions, "What's that mean?" Harry, being awkward, says, "I'm not saying anything, but..." "Now, I know debt, Harry," says Pearl. "I see it all day. It's all around me. It's like a thick, gray fog. It's in the air I breathe. At the pawn shop, they have a new financial technology. I'm the ambassador. Did you know that?" "Oh, a new technology?" questions Evelyn. It's a new kind of debt, Evelyn. And it's a mess." "What do you mean?" says Harry. "A new kind of debt." "You know what we do at the pawn shop." This is a lot longer conversation than I anticipated. "Secure loans. We don't buy used goods. We take personal property as collateral on a loan. Then, if you don't pay your loan, we sell your stuff." Harry says, "Sure, I get that." "It works for people who couldn't get loans otherwise," says Pearl. "I guess." Now, Hardin has this new idea. He calls it a payday advance. But it's just a short-term, unsecured loan with a wicked interest rate. There's no filtering. Most who borrow can't keep up. Then he has this big pile of debts with big returns on paper, and he can sell some of those debts to a bank. "Huh. Who's borrowing like that?" says Harry. "Who do you think? When Joe put me in charge of it. The only dark-skinned clerk in the whole shop." "You think so?" "I know it," says Pearl. "Don't you see I look just like you? You can trust me," says Pearl. But Joe knows they won't pay on time. There's no lending. There's no money in lending, but there's money in usury. "That's in the Bible," says Harry. "And I won't be his shill. I just have to save a bit more, and then I go to California. I'll be a real clerk at a credit union or something. Something ethical. I just have to get rid of these old parasites first. Neither a borrower nor a lender be." Evelyn types in, "Well, my tab's in good shape, I think." "You're behind too," interjects Harry. "Not as bad as the Slades, but..." Pearl says, "Well, Harry, that one thing I owe you a handshake and this whiskey you're about to pour me." "Let's say this one's on me, Pearl." "No, I'm good for it." "For today," interjects Harry, "let's just say it's on me." "You're awful strict about cash for a guy who just got back from vacation," jokes Evelyn. "Drink up, Evelyn," says Harry. "Maybe you'd find some other chair to sink into so your debts don't get wrecking from out from under you." "I'm out for a bit. I'll be back later to disappoint a couple of old deadbeats." "I'll stay," says Evelyn, "for the entertainment." "I won't throw you out," says Harry, "but just remember what I said." Huh. That is a really sad state of affairs for this group of people. Audience members cough. It looks like Pearl is getting up and going away. Side note, there's nothing actually to click. All there is that I can look around. Is that? A barfly slumps at the table. A barfly remembers. Scowls at the memory of an unkind word. Barfly remembers. Considers retorts to perceived slights. Barfly remembers arguments. Forgets specifics. Barfly scans the forecast. Tries to remember day of the week. Considers the past or future's thunderstorm. All right. While we're here, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment. I can see it. Kasara, you experienced a big storm yesterday. Today and tomorrow, Winter Storm Elliott. It's currently 7 degrees. No, I am not actually experiencing that. It's cold, but it's not that. It's not cold. Okay, dog. I know you asked that question ages ago. I'm sorry for answering it now. But yeah, no, I'm not in the middle of that. That is, I think, much. That's like the north and the northeast. Not there. Don't be mad, but I am perfectly content and did not get that cold. I felt some cold winds, but also keep in mind, I actually get really hot by myself. I can walk around in like 20-degree weather and be like, oh, it's shorts and t-shirts. Not for very long because I'm not a fool, but I don't get like, ooh, I'm freezing. Not until it's like actually in the single digits. And it was not in the single digits today. So let's see. So now we're just looking around. Here's a newspaper, the Lexington Herald. I guess we'll look over dramaturg's notes. Oh, what's this? To set the play in present day, we just need to adjust the price of gas as discussed by Pearl, Evelyn, and Harry. We also made some adjustments to the description of Pearl's work. We left a line in about Rain's Law, which could have been archaic in Doolittle's time anyway. I guess the biggest change we made, besides mashing the two Doolittle plays into one, was to the title. I thought we would rename it Reckoning and a Barfly. And the Barfly is us. I'm sorry I didn't hear you. Are you facing Elliot's wrath? I said, no, I am not. At least not like to the extent that I hear people are. I know people were sending like discords of like, oh my God, it's like 1 degree. It's like 8 degrees. It was not that cold for where I am. I did not get caught in like the dead center part of that section. It was cold, but it wasn't that cold. Okay, I'm trying to. This is. Oh, is this a play within a play? The characters in the entertainment now playing at Buffalo Street Student Theater. But director James P. Carrington has been able to give them all enough dimension to make them interesting. Edgar Foy's performance as a dejected bartender Harry is convincing, but this is not a role into which an actor can project much power. The audience pities him without ever really knowing why. Indeed, despite the cast's well-rounded portrayals, sparks only fly once or twice. Zoe Hook, Louisville Times. Oh, we are looking at a play within a play. Please send that heat my way. I have tea if that makes it feel better. I have tea and cold soda. One to follow like later. I have tea because this one specifically is because I knew I was going to be reading a lot. Since this is probably going to be more like a narration style storytelling. So, a reckoning and a barfly, which is what this play is, to mix the two titles and to be really clear about where it came from. But Carrington liked the bleak irony of the entertainment. Joseph Wheattree. Okay. Act 3 sound cues. Act sound 11, Distant Highway. Drone 3. Lights up. Oh, lights up. Act 3. Play within a play. Oh, there's people here. Rosa says, Manderson said that's what he said. Is that so? 11 years behind the supermarket, too. You're darn right. Laura says, darn right. I have a commitment, says Rosa, and reliability. That's what he said. Management material. I bet they raise you to $3. I bet 4. The responsibility. Ooh, Lawrence whistles. You see Pearl today? Oh, she was working all day, I think. Usually doesn't work mornings. The Slade women are all getting promoted. I think they just put her on another shift. What's the morning shift like at a pawn shop? Do you think? Sardonically, she responds, black coffee and desperation. Let's celebrate. Harry! Another round. We're celebrating 2 promotions in the family. Let's see. Harry says, talk to Pearl today? She worked all day. Harry says, she was here earlier. Looking for you two. She'll be back. Why don't you just pace yourselves till you talk to her? Oh, these are the 2 old fogies. Lauren says, we're celebrating. Pace yourselves, says Harry, or pay your bill. Rosa says, why are you so stuck on a bill all of a sudden? Are you sunstruck? Evelyn says, sure, it's twice as bright when you got an ocean behind the pool both. Reflecting at you. Evelyn, says Harry. Lauren says, you catch sight of any alligators? Harry says, sure, it was gators. Everywhere. A swamp. Evelyn quietly says, yeah, a big sandy swamp with a pool and a hostess. Harry says, what's that? Oh, set him up, Harry. Junebug will be here any minute. We want to be receptive. All right. But I'll keep track. There'll be a reckoning. Evelyn says sardonically, you folks hear about the reckoning? Rosa says, first I've heard. What's up, Harry? Oh. Short on your bills? Let the books get away from you, says Lawrence over here. Harry says, that's an ignorant thing to say. Been doing my books for 10 years, keeping this place alive all on my own, ever since Bess. I ought to just let you run that tab up till you drink yourselves underground, says Harry angrily. Rosa interjects, now he didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Yeah, Harry, says Lawrence defensively. You know I'm only joking. Harry says, sure, I know. I know you're joking. Evelyn says, all right, let's drink. She takes a drink. Lauren says, I better slow down. Hard times whiskey comes on strong. Don't want to end up like that boiled owl in the corner. He's looking at us, by the way. I can't tell anymore. I hear they have some secret ingredients. Or some secret process or something. Something in the wood. They age it in. Yeah, something strange in that wood. Drink up, Larry. I do like the fact that sandwiches are made of bricks. Don't call me Larry. It sounds like an old man. All right, Silver Fox. Now you... I'll let it slide. Another? Well, I don't get paid until Friday. And I haven't seen Pearl all day. She can pick it up when she comes back. Harry says, don't count on it. Rosa interjects angrily. What the heck kind of thing to say is that? Our own daughter. Harry says, generosities have limits. And Lauren says, I don't know what she said, but the Slades are good for it. This family takes care of our own. Sure, says Rosa. We'll get it straightened out when she comes back. Better get here soon, or she'll miss the entertainment. Evelyn says, shouldn't Junebug be here by now, Cherry? Yep. That's what you get for working with artists. Good entertainment, but it's always late. This is pretty late, though. Rosa says, we'll stick around. We're celebrating, says Lawrence. Sure. Evelyn says, yeah, not expecting a late night sentimental call, and if he does, let it ring. The philanderer. Last drink, Evelyn? One more, Harry. I just want to hear some music. Well, she'd better show up soon. End of Act 3. Blackout. Now that I know this is a play, this starts to make more sense. Okay, this is very, like, audience members cough. Lights up in the house. A love song plays from the jukebox. Entertainment at Boris time. The conclusion of the entertainment. Is obscure modernism posing as tragedy? We could only presume that this is another of this company's experimental interventions into the original script, as it betrays the human drama so carefully erected over the prior 3 scenes. Lula Chamberlain is set is unpretentious and realistic, with a handful of confident lighting cues. The dialogue has an easy facility for barroom banter, but a disconcerting habit of settling into familiar grooves. An uneven but decent production. Nathan Masters, Lexington Herald. So those are reviews of each act. I think we might have missed the first 2. This is a tiny student theater. This must be the sound guy. Writer's notes. Many in the audience consider leaving. If anyone leaves, let them leave. Theater is not a prison. If anyone coughs, cough also. The theater is not a sickbed. We minister to the audience. We revere the pains of the audience. Lem Doolittle. Oh no, is Paige late tonight? No, she's here. She came here earlier. She's probably lurking, listening, and working. Or lurking, listening, and gaming. This stream is not very heavy, like you have to pay attention. At best, I think this would probably suit well as either a visual audio show, Theater of the Escape, ironically speaking, or an audiobook. Yeah, she's here. There you go. Okay, so it looks like we're coming up on the final act. So here we go. Sound 3 act cues, or sound cues. Distant highway, jukebox love song, disconcerting hum, scene. Evelyn says, I love this song. Pearl says, sober, I've never heard it. It's a love song. It's a Valentine. Sure, says Pearl. Ever been in love? Nope, responds Pearl. Me either. Well, where's Ted? Son of a Evelyn. You love Ted, right? Says Pearl. He's a son of a on the road, selling hammers and hammering shop girls. Pearl says, you know he isn't. Well, I wish he would. You don't mean that. Sure, says Evelyn. I don't mean that. But he's still... But you have to stick by your family. Sometimes. Even if it kills you, says Evelyn. Do you? Why? You just have to. Pearl says, why? I love this song. What if they're better off without us? My folks could get better with money. Ted, I don't know, meet someone new? He wouldn't. He's a good man, says Evelyn. Would you? Oh. Evelyn takes another drink. All I want to be is free of parasites. Keep my own money, pay my own debts. Don't be a fool. Buy me a drink. What do you want? I want to run a hardware store with my dear husband, Evelyn. I want a whiskey. That's all you want? Asked Pearl. And a love song. Rosa said she could have said. Sure, says Lawrence. Pearl, you could have said something, he says angrily. I shouldn't have to say anything, Dad. Letting us just sit and soak up a debt. We're celebrating. Pearl, it's supposed to be a celebration. Don't you know the news? Larry, drop it. So celebrate, yells Pearl. I'm not stopping you, but I'm not paying for it. Your mother's going to be a manager. So put a manager's salary on that tab. It's not. Sure. That's what that said. They said she's management material. What kind of material are you, Pearl? Maybe. He said maybe. I'm made of sweat, says Pearl, and blood and beer, just like you raised me. That's a darn strange thing to say, says Lawrence. Sure, but my hands are cut up, but you're a lone clerk, and your mother is a manager at a supermarket. Darn it, Lawrence. It's not settled. Not settled? O'Neill just handed you a promotion. Why didn't you celebrate? Rosa, what'd he say to you? Remember what he said to you? He said, didn't he? He said maybe eventually. Stunned, Lawrence says maybe eventually. Rosa continues, maybe eventually management material. Keep your chin up. Maybe eventually. Sooner or later. Keep your chin up. How's that, Dad? Enough, says Lawrence. You can still settle. It'll just take longer. I should look again. Just sit with me, Larry. Let's just wait for the music, says Rosa. Get away from the awfulness. Sure. We can celebrate. Sure. The Slade women are moving up. Eventually, said Rosa. Harry says, if she's this late, she's not coming. Where's Junebug? Says Evelyn. Where's the entertainment? I said, if she's this late, she always shows up. I got nothing better to do. You're gonna settle up first, says Harry. Don't be a fool. Watch it, warns Harry. I'll buy you a drink, says Pearl. How about a water, Evelyn? Maybe call it a night. What time is it? I love this song. It's relaxing. Oh, she stops. Like the sun by the pool on a beach full of gators. Gosh darn it, Evelyn. Harry, your language. What would Bess think? Says Pearl. Good Christian woman. Who cares, says Harry, if I did or didn't go to New Orleans? She didn't mean anything by it. Maybe I just sat here alone in the dark, says Harry. Would you like that, Evelyn? That what you want to hear? Watching nature programs in the dark. Just me and the deer and the gators and the gosh darn dinosaurs, says Harry, angry. It was Harry's ark, Evelyn, 2 by 2, out of the flood, into the poorhouse. She's just drunk, says Pearl. All on my dime. Well, there's going to be a reckoning. All of you, says Harry. Just stick around and you'll see. Rosa says, What are you talking about, Harry? What reckoning? Ooh, says Evelyn, I want to hear another love song, because Evelyn's drunk. In case anyone couldn't tell. Where's Junebug? Harry says, I hope she never shows up. I can't pay her. The money's run out. What's that? Says Pearl, surprised. It's gone. The money's all gone. I let you sponges soak up so many free drinks, I can't even stock whiskey without striking a deal. No more whiskey? Harry, what kind of deal? It doesn't matter. Lauren says, you can't blame us. Harry, we're just a little short. From time to time. Sure, agrees Rosa. Just leave, Pearl. Just trust me. Pearl says worriedly, okay, I'm leaving. Are you sure? I'm sure, says Harry. You don't deserve this. Evelyn says, all I want is a love song and a whiskey. You'll have plenty of time for whiskey, says Harry. I just want to be left alone. That man is like a straitjacket. I know, Evelyn. If only he'd meet some tall young thing on the road. I know, says Harry. Rosa says, 11 years behind a supermarket till. Keep your chin up, says Lawrence. Rosa, eventually. Maybe eventually. Now, you all should clear out. Evelyn's confused. Where will we go? Just let us wait, says Rosa. Let us wait for Junebug. We're good for it, says Lawrence. We just want to have a few drinks. See the entertainment, then we'll go home. Harry says, you don't understand. Sure. We know you're struggling, says Rosa. We're all struggling. Harry, you said you have a deal, right? He curses. You don't understand me, he yells. Harry, your language. Lauren says, wants to understand. We'll settle our debt soon. Rosa's in line for this promotion. All they want is debt. They feed on it. They put it into whiskey. Evelyn, starting to sober up now. What? What the heck are you saying? He'll be here soon. The boy from Hard Times. There'll be a reckoning. Lauren says, Harry, our debt's into the distillery. Harry says, it is now. I traded it. I sold it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You sold their debts? Eerie hum from the back of the theater. Woo! Oh, the Reaper came for him with an audit book. Woo! That was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It was actually kind of rough to play. Oh my goodness. I know you guys were talking amongst yourselves. The play would not stop, so I could not stop reading. Let me see. You have plans for the holiday? Pedro says your fingers are freezing and you blame the corrector. Do I have plans? Do I have plans for the holiday? No. Stay home. Take it easy. Relax. Chill. I do have some work I want to actually caught up on. I have a couple of gigs that I want to get squared away finally. That's my big thing for the holidays. Let's see. And eat. Good food. We don't, scrolling back up. Actually, I have the heat full blast, but I need heat for tomorrow while I work. Good luck with that. I hear it's going to be cold all weekend. Pedro says, no, I have the visit of my brother who lives in the other state. Oh. I thought you lived in Portugal. Let's see. Not much to celebrate in Christmas, but more like a New Year we plan something. New Year is the bigger one, I think, too. As far as things are concerned. I like planning for that one. Don't have any big plans per se. I don't want to go anywhere because I don't want to go anywhere. But having fun at home, playing video games, maybe with people. Okay, so that was the entertainment. The entertainment was rough. So discuss. So it turns out that this was a play within a play, and basically the moral and human implications of accruing stuff is crazy. Yeah, memories, very much. Like playing with memories, playing with. Oh, when she said the reason why they have debts, I was like, oh, that totally sucks. I know people that would fall for that kind of debt solution there. And then that little twist at the end where he's like, I sold all of your debts to the Hard Times whiskey distillery, which was weird, but I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right. That was an interesting little play within a play. I don't know what you guys thought of it, but that was a lot. Once I realized it was actually a play, I actually realized I had to actually put on some sort of acting. I don't think I've ever acted 6 people at once within one thing. I'm not that good of a one-act play, but who knows? All right. This is a weird game. I'm glad Jabrowski suggested it. No, wait, I wanted tea. Here and there along the echo. We have time. Let's go into chapter 4. Oh, sorry, chapter 3. Wow. I'm sorry. Acting out the whole thing and then watching it unfold as I acted it out. That was a heck of a cold reading. Like, not like to praise myself. I'm just being like, it was a heck of a cold reading where it's like the realizations that happen that on the fly adjust your thinking. Oh. If you've ever never watched a cold reading before, actors, or know what a cold reading is, acting, the first time you're given a script and you're just reading it right off the bat is a cold read. Usually you do it in callbacks. Sometimes you do it in auditions. It's usually to get an idea of how you react to situations like that. So basically what you watched was a play, scripted, that I was cold reading. And boy, oh boy, like when you pick those moments out, there is something unique about a first time's cold read, especially for something as deep and relatively dark as that. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is dial this number. Oh. There we go. Now we can... Like, I don't know how to use a phone. I dialed the number on this piece of paper. Music is playing.
Hello. You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism.
The Bureau of Secret Tourism. Okay. This game turned out very different than I thought it was going to be.
For a menu of our resources, press 1. If you have an extension to dial, press 9. For more information about our organization, press 3. If you don't remember dialing this number at all, press 5. To hear these options again, press 0.
I guess 3, since I don't know what this organization is.
Bureau of Secret Tourism is supported by a generous population of river creatures whom I fix up and grill as necessary. I am environmentally minded, and I believe all creatures are equally deserving of support in their transition to the next world. So I usually try to sing a little elegy, like, small water creature, crab or frog. Now you know that sleep is all around us, like a muggy, tranquil fog. Something like that. It's easier to come up with these songs when I'm hungry in a sort of transcendental fasting state, but I've actually just had breakfast. A debt of
I get that.
gratitude is also owed to the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces, who unselfishly and unknowingly donates this here telephone line for the purpose of this here informational resource. You can always find the latest secret tourism literature in any of our unmarked kiosks or any other old place it happens to lay. That's all I have to say about that. Hey, do me a favor. When you get a chance, call us back at extension 1928. You can press 0 now to go back to the main menu.
I want to forget it, so I wrote it down.
You can press 0 now to go back to the main menu. Welcome home. For historical sites along
It's
the
creepy
Echo
because of the...
River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now, press 4. To hear these options again, press 0.
I think it's the voice. Pedro.
For historical sites along the Echo River.
Alright, I'm holding a snake. What happens?
You're probably not in any danger, but why are you holding that snake? If you're involved in an exchange of some kind, press 1. If holding the snake is part of your spiritual practice, press 2. If you don't remember why you're holding the snake, press 3. To return to the main menu, press 0.
What is happening right now?
Okay. What's the last thing you remember? Please describe your memory in as much detail as you are able, paying particular attention to any smells and sounds you may recall. Were you breathing through your mouth or your nose? What did the air taste like?
Sticky rice.
And so on. Feel free to call again with extension 1618 and tell us the whole story. All right. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work on this here snake situation. What you're going for is a kind of gestural conversation. Don't worry. I'll lead you two through it.
Okay.
Give that snake a name and look her right in the eyes and say her name. I'm gonna go with Delia for the purpose of demonstration, but you pick a suitable name. Try to follow along with me here to the best of your ability. Delia.
Delia,
Easy now.
take it easy now.
What if all of this is just a reflection of a reflection?
What if all of this is just a reflection of a reflection?
Hold the silence while she processes that metaphysical curveball. Okay, what's Delia up to now? If she's staring right back at you, press 1. If she's wriggling around, press 2. And if she's just kind of limp, press 3.
I guess that would be staring right at you, huh?
If she's staring right... Good. Now you've got her attention. Now, leading with your shoulder, slowly tilt your body to the left, always maintaining eye contact. Adjust your feet as necessary. You want to do a full rotation over several seconds. It's normal to feel a bit
I'm sorry, what?
self-conscious. Try not to get tangled up in the phone cord, or next time plan ahead and use a cordless.
What? What am I doing?
Where are we at? If the
Okay,
snake is breathing
we're fine.
heavily, press 1. If she's curled around your forearm, press 2. If her tongue is extended, press 3.
Alright, technically this is not a snake, but
If the snake is breathing heavily,
this is giving me Darkwood vibes.
if she's curled around your forearm, press 2.
What should we do? I guess
If
let's...
her tongue is extended, press 3.
I remember. Let's do 3.
You just point your tongue right back at her. If hers moves left, yours moves right, and so on. Maintain eye contact so she knows you're not making fun of her. There you go. Delia should be in a kind of a calm, thoughtful state now, so you can move on. So, put that snake in some grass or something. Let Delia be free, like a snake should. And go ahead and wash your hands if you care to. I would. Welcome home. For historical sites.
Well,
along the
that's
Echo,
how we handle Delia,
press 1.
the snake.
For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now, press 4.
Oh, it's a light, by the way. It turns on and
These
off.
options again, press 0.
Okay, so that was the snake. That was weird.
Well, if you're dialed into this here informational resource, then you're a certain kind of beachcombing, bat-calling sightseer.
Mm-hmm.
Take a driftwood inventory.
Does that sound like you, Pedro?
For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For restless places, press 3. For what little we know of the iron pariah, press 4. For food and drink recommendations, press 5.
Food and drink.
Press 1. For drink, press 2.
Food first. Pedro, you and I. K-Dog too. We're all going to go for food.
If you plan your journey along the Echo to be a slow and thoughtful one, you will surely want to eat. It's true, and even advanced preparation can still fail you. Maybe the food you've packed will fall in the water and be spoiled.
It's
Or
very
even
specific.
stolen by a bat. Well, the water sustains all travelers. Catch it yourself in the river, or have something prepared for you at this place out on the lake. The restaurant is called. Well, it's out on Lake Letha. It has to be out there where the water is deepest. If you go early in the morning, you might see the diver bring in his nightly haul. Weird creatures from weird depths. Fish, crabs, jellies, things we don't have proper names for at this elevation.
What?
Sam and Ida's. That's the name of Sam dives, Ida cooks. Unique fare and uncommon conversation, to say nothing of the decor. If you do stop by, tell them I said hello, and that they're always in my thoughts and prayers. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For restless places, press 3. For what little we know of the iron pariah, press 4. For food and drink recommendations, press 5.
Okay, so is it just me, or does this feel like a very weird kind of ASMR moment here, just listening to this guy talk? Especially press 0. Like that. It's kind of like if Batman went light.
Perhaps it's the violent displacement of natural gases. Perhaps the river tilts to face the moon, slowly changing the angle of its surface over time. Some sailors blame corked rocks.
Oh, really?
Whatever the geological explanation, the islands of the Echo River are mostly transient, rising and diving on some inscrutable schedule. The following islands...
But I can't stop listening, you know?
Underwater. Island number 8192. Skeleton Key.
All right, let's try that.
Fancy Island. Island of Trivia.
See what happens.
Ted's Island.
Ted's Island.
Island of Ringing. Island of Cones. Implied Island.
Not quite an island.
Current as of now. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten. For secret tourism, forgotten places are the vital spark. Take no pictures here, nor souvenirs. Write no travelogues. We will discuss these places now in vague and qualified descriptions. For the town with no roads to it, press 1.
What?
For the silo of late reflections, press 2. For the monument to something that we don't remember what it is, press 3.
Okay, let's do 3.
I suppose it must have been an important event if we felt we needed to commemorate it. The monument looks like it was a lot of work to put together. I wonder if it was a happy occasion, something we were celebrating and didn't want to let go of, or if instead it was something so horrible that we never wanted to forget it, for fear that we'd accidentally do it again. There isn't a plaque or anything. I guess we didn't think we'd need one. For a diver's
What
guide
a
to
weird game.
underwater
What?
islands,
I can't stop. Like, I want to know what else there is in this
press 2.
bizarre script.
For the cluttered place, press 1. For the flooding place, press 2. For a list of the places where people can't sleep, press 3.
Oh, is there a place you guys can't sleep?
People can't sleep in the wet grass
True.
or on the bridges of New Königsberg.
Okay.
They can't sleep anywhere near Lake Lethe because it's too large.
That doesn't make any sense.
Nobody can sleep with their toes in the river because it's too cold. People can't sleep
Maybe?
where I sleep because I'm all knees and elbows, and anyway, there isn't enough room for both of us. I'm
No
not
one's
sure
asking.
if anyone can sleep on the deck of the Mucky Mammoth, but I'm certain they can't sleep on the trash barge because of the smell. If you have
Okay, he's got a
anything to
point.
add, please call us back with extension 7360. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For restless...
Alright, what are the cluttered places? What are the
For
cluttered
the
places?
cluttered,
What's this?
there is a place always cluttered by debris floating along the water. Otherwise, it's unremarkable. In fact, The only way to find it is to notice that there happens to be more trash there than anywhere else around. I wonder why that is. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press
I,
1.
I could actually
For
probably
forgotten
sleep to a full
places,
recording of this
press 2.
just because it's like,
For
huh,
restless places,
an interesting concept.
for what little we know of the iron pariah.
All right, what is the Iron
The
Pariah?
pariah is just what she's called along the Echo River. Of course, she once had another name, but it's been scratched away, maybe out of
You fallen asleep there yet, Pedro?
she took a bend too sharply and left her true name on a rock. So, what else? We know she was in the war, but neither side would claim her. We don't know if anyone's aboard. She drifts along the water and commands a wide berth. Tourists, if you hope to document the Iron Pariah, I fear you will be disappointed. She has a beguiling way of vanishing from photographs. Steer to shore and let her be carried along in silence. Pilgrims, I wouldn't dare to interfere. For a diver's guide to underwater
What a
islands,
bizarre.
press 1.
No, I'm awake.
For forgotten places, press 2.
If we play this long enough, what do you think?
Places,
Will we be able to stay awake?
3. For what little we know of the Iron Pariah, press 4. For food and drink recommendations.
Oh, we want drink
For
recommendations.
food, press 1. For drink, press 2. To return to the water is fine, but more adventurous tourists will surely be looking for stronger stuff.
Hmm.
Move quickly along past any strangers with cheap bourbon flasks. You can get that hard times rot gut anywhere. If you're traveling by
They'll
boat,
take your debt too.
you'll want the traditional seafarer's liquor. As it happens, there's a watering hole called the Rum Colony, wholly devoted to the stuff. You know, mixed with sugar and bright colors. I've heard it's excellent, but I never drink the stuff. I take my spirits clear. For a diver's guide to underwater
That's some extreme
islands,
spirits.
press 1. For forgotten places, press 2.
We've been on this for
Restless places,
20 minutes just listening to this person talk.
For a diver's guide to underwater
Aw,
islands,
man.
press 1.
How'd I go back?
For forgotten places, press 2. For restless places, press 3. For what little we know of the Iron Pariah, press 4.
He said Iron Pariah.
Recommendations, press 5. To return to the main
Oh.
menu, press 6.
6.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For different types of water, press 1.
Oh, God.
For the language of bats, press 2. For insect interactions, press 3. To return to the main menu, the Echo River is best known for its plentiful waters, not their volume, but their diversity. There's surface water, deep water, big water, and small water. Water that moves quickly. Slower.
So this is not types of water, is it?
In a cup. There's the water you know about, the water you don't, and the water you only assume exists due to
It's like a philosophical explanation of water.
behind the rock.
Schrödinger's water.
So warm and even warmer. Water that gets things clean. Water that only makes things dirtier. Water's both soft and hard.
Is he giving a sermon?
Water in living bodies.
This is like so
If you
sermon.
come across any other kind of water,
I'm like waiting for like Church
There
of
too.
Latter-day Saints or something to
Call
suddenly
us
pop
back
up.
and dial extension 0464 just to be safe. For different types of water, press 1. For the language of bats, press 2.
Let's talk to bats.
Many find learning the language of bats to be intimidating, but it's really pretty straightforward. The most difficult part is getting your ultrasonic pronunciation right. Bats have enormous, complex ears. For us, it's more of a struggle.
Take
Yet,
that shot, Pedro.
there are some useful phrases. Repeat after me.
Cheers, Pedro. Cheers.
Pronunciation.
You're a good
Here's how
Christian
you
woman.
say, I don't know where I am. Okay, here's how you could ask, haven't we met before? Great. And here's how you say, sorry, I must have left it in the boat.
That's like some quadruple tonguing. I can't do that.
Now, a very useful phrase. It's a shame we didn't record that.
All right, Pedro. Come on. It's a shame we didn't record that. Give us your best bat sounds.
Every conversation has to end. So here's how to say, I will write that down in case I forget it later.
I feel like someone's pulling my leg.
For different types of water, press 1. For the language of bats, press 2. For insect interactions,
You got that?
press 3. To return to the main menu,
All right, there we go, chat.
press 5.
We can talk to each other in bat language, but only with those 4 sentences.
0. If you stop your boat somewhere cool, you may find yourself swarmed by insects. You may swat at them or cover your face, thinking they're all trying to bite you or buzz in your ear. But these insects are more interested in each other than they are in you. In fact, they've already forgotten you. They're back to chasing each other, breeding, competing over resources. Their minds are so shallow that while you've been standing there with your hands raised to your face, they've begun to think of you as part of the landscape, a funny-looking rock. This is what they sound like.
There's some pretty good nature sounds they recorded. There you go. That is what bugs sound like. Especially when you're hiding yourself from them. When you start looking like part of the furniture or the landscape. You don't even matter. They have already forgotten all about you. This ASMR took a turn that I was not expecting. This is going on way longer than I anticipated. I'm not even sure there's an achievement for this. It just sounds really cool as far as insect noises are concerned. This will be like most of my stream now is just listening to insect noises. 0. DTMF for 0. Click. All right. So now we'll dive. What? Bob says. Oh, hey, I could have ended this call at any time to continue. Guys, so that was 30 minutes of straight up nonsense phone conversation that had nothing to do with where we were going. I'm sitting there writing down extensions. I was ready. I don't know. So Bob says to Emily, it looks like, so where to? Emily's choices. Choice 1, I could use a taco or something. Choice 2, I feel kind of overwhelmed right now, you know? Too many options. Choice 3, oh, I don't care. Wherever. I like tacos. Let's go with that. Emily says, I could use a taco or something. Ben says, I'm starving. Bob says, I had all that jerky. These are the 3 from the beginning. Bob, Ben, and Emily. So these are the ones from the beginning of the game when we first played it and we bumped into it. I believe these were the 3 that were playing the D&D table when we first showed up on the scene. So we have Emily's choice 1. Seafood sound okay? Or maybe a drink? I'm going with number 2. Emily says, maybe a drink. Bob says, ideal. Ben says, yeah, but somewhere nice, you know, with a chessboard and a fireplace. And air conditioning, says Bob. Cool. Ready to go? Emily says, yeah, let's go. Or choice 2, let's just take a minute. I kind of want to see what happens if I dial these extension cords. Hold for a minute. 270.
The number you have dialed is not real.
I dialed the wrong number. 270 7. There we go. All right, so we're gonna make them wait for their drinks because I worked very hard for these extensions.
Hello. You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism.
Excuse me, I burped. My bad.
For a menu of our resources, press 1. If you have an extension to dial, press 9. Now is the time to dial an extension.
All right, let's dial 1618.
Something else shook loose. Well, how vivid is it? I mean, can you really smell it? Are you sweating it out now? Are your hands all damp, and when you brush your hair out of your eyes, it just tastes like... Listen, if your hands are damp, press 1. If your feet are damp in your socks, press 2. If you don't feel particularly damp anywhere, press 3.
So if my hands are damp, we'll press 1. If my feet are damp inside my socks...
Press 1.
Alright, I'm not this. Do not get me wrong. I'm pressing this number because I'm curious. Because it's very specific.
I had a feeling they might be. That's good. That's where it'll soak in and take a resting shape. Let's hear all about it. When you're finished explaining yourself, press the 0 button.
I am not. I was just curious. It sounds like this is a terrible idea. 0.
Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now...
Okay, I'm curious. No.
Subterranean birdsong, press 1. For help identifying something that's happening in the dark, press 2.
Interesting.
If you are hearing organ music, press 3. To return to the main menu, press 5. To hear these options...
Are you hearing organ music, chat?
0.
That's a pretty specific. Also, if you're hearing organ music and there's no organs nearby.
For a catalog of subterranean birdsong, press 1.
I'm just saying.
Help identifying something that's happening
In the dark.
the wet, rocky contours of the Echo River make for sometimes baffling reverberations that turn mundane sounds into weird, rattling symphonies. Like
Ugh.
that. It can be a challenge to pick through the clamor and recognize even something as simple as water dropping in a metal bucket, especially in the dark. Here are some examples. When you hear a sound you want to know more about, just press 1. At any time, you can press 5 to stop.
Sounds like footsteps walking. Is someone writing on a table? That's a haunted house. That's a weed whacker. Karma, I promise you, you are not alone in this. Karma says, this is the weirdest phone menu system. I came in like 5 minutes ago and I still can't understand what's going on. I don't think we're supposed to. I just can't stop. Literally, we've been at this for half an hour. There's a moving forward. But I can't, there's so much to choose from, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, literally, the one whole quarter, like one half of the second hour has been just this phone. I'm pretty certain that's a weed whacker. No. That's a drone. I might be done with this in just a second. How are you, Karma? I promise you, we have no idea what this phone is doing here. We dialed it because at the beginning of this act, it was supposed to. This is Act 3. Act 2, we finished about 30 minutes ago, which was these sounds are psyching me out. That was my alarm, not the game. By the way, Kasara, is the number on your Twitch channel's Leet spelled backwards on purpose? Yes, it was on purpose. Don't worry. I literally was like, ooh, Leet. And then I thought, backwards. There was no rhyme or reason as to why suddenly I decided backwards was what it was. That's just what it is now. Probably because I'm about as quirky as exactly that thought process. Okay, I'm done listening to these.
subterranean or a catalog of
I'm hanging up now. I want to do one more. See, so we can actually move this forward, but I want to try one more thing. One more. Okay, I just want to go to the one where it says, give us a moment. At the beginning, it said, if you don't mind hanging up and trying this extension. The other one was for the snake. We tried the snake extension. That was weird. All right, so we're gonna dial this one more time.
The number you have dialed is not real.
That would be very weird if an actual operator really said that. 270 7. Literally this 30 minutes of just the phone. Probably should have moved the game forward at some point.
hello. You have dialed
It was a weird ASMR. We couldn't just stop.
a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism.
Okay. We're going 1928.
For a menu of our resources, press 1. If you have an extension to dial, press 9. For more information, now is the time to dial an extension.
I thought that it was more likely the number had a completely different personal significance to you, and it being leaked back was just a coincidence. No. It was, I wanted to be leaked, and then I wanted to be backwards. So how do you feel about the color teal? I don't know.
Now is the time to dial an extension.
Okay, there we go.
Just want to listen to the wind blow.
That's how I feel about the color teal.
Television.
Right there. This, right here, all this.
Tune your TV to a dead station and let the static play into the phone.
Creepy.
When you're finished, press the 0 button. Thanks.
I don't have a TV here. No, I guess no. Snow would actually sound more like kind of. Kind of. That would be about right, right? Okay. There you go, sir. Okay, now we can go. How do you feel about the color teal? The weird part about it is that while I joked about saying it's like it sounds like that, it feels like that. I would probably say that's about as accurate a representation of the color teal as I can honestly give you. It's like, how do you feel about the color teal? Like, legitimately question. It feels like exactly what that ASMR was saying. Kind of like white noise. I just looked it up, and teal is apparently named after a duck. Really? Interesting. We might have to explain that. But we're going to take Emily. While you're explaining that, we're going to go ahead and say, Emily, let's go get drinks and taco. All right, we moved it forward. No more That was the whole chapter. We might finish it tonight. Who knows? Oh my goodness. We literally spent half an hour on that phone. My streams are very eclectic. Though this particular game is Jabrowski's fault, so I'm curious. Un pueblo de nada. There we go. Un pueblo de nada. Play. Un pueblo de nada. Sounds like rain. I mean, if you say it backwards, it sounds like teal, but yes, the screen is totally teal right now. Intense storm sounds outside. Okay, so let's see. Maya says, I'm not late, am I? Choice 1, this must be our guest. Choice 2, maybe she's delivering a video. Choice 3, who is this person? Well, someone that comes in saying they must be late must be our guest, so I'm going to take choice 1. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, the house of nothing. Un pueblo de nada. Or the welcome house? I don't know. Like the table foam, it seemed like literally to be teal in color. Yeah, that very kind of greenish, bluish, hueish saturation. This must be our guest, choice 1. Emily says, oh, hi. You must be, Maya says, oh, I'm sorry. I'm Maya. Right. Right, the traveling artist. Welcome. I'm Emily. And I work here. Great. Rita says you're the producer. Literally, like, when I put it together, I was looking it up, it's like, visual novel, stunning, great artwork. This is all I got that sort of feasibly makes some semblance of sense. And even that is just kind of like, it's bare basics. I do not know what to tell you except for it seems like the lost and forgotten are always on the search for something. Kind of like, before I go on, I don't know if you guys know theater styles in any way, shape, or form. So, for example, I call my channel Theater of the Escape because I've always wanted my channel to feel like you can come here, leave the troubles outside, escape into whatever world I bring to the table for 2-3 hours, and then you can feel refreshed, hopefully, and then go back and face the troubles outside. So Theater of the Escape, for me, is what my theater is. For me, this feels like theater of the mind, which is a theater of the mind is a school of thought where you take the audience on an immersive journey of self-reflection. You know, of course you have like, so, and just in case you're wondering, like theater of the escape, theater of the mind, theater of the absurd, where like Tom Stoppard's like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern kind of live, that kind of thing, theater of the absurd. So in my perspective, the easiest way to describe what I just put up there is theater of the mind. A journey that takes the audience through a series of self-reflections or a series of inspired ideologies, to some extent. You love this Kisara style stream? Aw, thank you. Like, I knew it was about driving along a weird underground highway meeting strange characters, but what, like, is the plot? I would probably say it's more like a vignette. I would say it's a vignette style game. A series of smaller stories. If that makes sense. I don't know if anyone's seen, like, Almost Maine kind of thing, that scenario. One overarching ideology of Kentucky Route Zero, the traveling, trying to find this location or find one spot in it, but through a series of smaller stories. I hope that helped. So for me, if you theater of the mind, vignette. A vignette theater of the mind. All right, so we have relaxing hours with the phone service. That, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably have a whole stream dedicated to the phone if I was in that kind of mood. Like, I'm having a day. We're all listening to the phone. All right, so we're scrapping the script that we have here. Emily says, oh, hi, you must be, oh, sorry, I'm Maya. Right, the traveling artist. Right, welcome. I am. I'm Emily. I work here. Great. Rita says you're the producer. Pueblo means village. Ah, okay. Oh, did she? I, I guess so. I do a bit of everything. Yeah, I know the feeling. You weren't around I earlier at the lunch thing? No, no, I don't live in town. I just come to work on the station. Maya responds, "Really? That's quite the hike, isn't it?" I know some shortcuts. Oh, okay. All right, so choice 1, I should make sure she's comfortable. Choice 2, we'd better get started. Or choice 3, I wonder what her deal is. I guess I would personally choose number 1. So, do you no, 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 I'm fine, thanks. I'll just find somewhere to perch until your folks are ready. I've got a lot to digest, mentally, I mean. Well, and it was a big lunch. But I spent most of the afternoon examining the mounds. Oh, the burial mounds. Yeah, that is why I came down here to see them up close and to make some sketches. Um, they're amazing, right? They make me uncomfortable, to be honest. It seems kind of weird to build a town in a graveyard. I'm sorry, what? Sure, every town has a graveyard, but usually the town comes first. Dot, dot, dot. Okay, I'll check if Rita is ready. You can just hang out back here or somewhere. I'll let you know when it's time to come on the set. Great. Thanks for having me. You too. I mean, you know what I mean. Why am I so awkward with visitors here? Just used to seeing the same 12 people day in and day out, I guess. Alright, so now we can actually look around. This is Ben and Bob working on a project. We found that radio in the woods a week or 2 ago. I cleaned the circuits with a rubbing alcohol and left it in the sun. Seemed like it was working okay again, so why are they taking it apart? Interesting. I looked it up. It's derived from the Spanish word for people, from Latin populus, but in its context to US, it means a large interconnected communal dwellings of Pueblo people. So that's how it can mean building and village and people all at the same time. I remember, I know in elementary school I had the project for when we were talking about the Native Americans. We had a project for um, researching and learning about the different cultures here before Columbus came into the picture on the in the New World. So we we had the Pueblo Indians or the Pueblo Native Americans, and so we researched them. And so when I saw that, my head was that's what I thought was the Pueblo people because that's one of the few times I actually heard it, and then I could not remember the word for house, which is casa, in Spanish. So Pueblo, I just assumed meant people or persons or community or something along those lines, or home, basically, like homes where your family is. Falcon, how are you doing? I'm doing good. We are playing a game called Kentucky Route Zero, which is we've discovered or I've finally figured out that I'm calling it a vignette theater of the mind game, where what's it called? Where we just kind of see these little stories that travel us through a weird, eclectic maze of situations that we pull from. Not so much hard, but just a lot. Karma says, I had no idea Pueblo with an X in them. I wonder what the tribe actually calls themselves now. I do not know. I think the Pueblo tribe itself ceased to exist, but I have to look it up. or was absorbed into another one or something along those lines. Had to mitigate the resources accordingly. I have to go back and look it up. I do not remember what the end result was for that nation. Also, 5th grade was a long time ago. I hope the neighbors are okay, says Emily. She thinks, oh, what's this? Looks like the ceiling is holding up okay. Just the usual leaks. Okay, we've absorbed all of that. And at least the floor is staying dry. My left boot has a hole. So these two are working. Whatnot. That is... Looks like I just made it before the sky broke open. If it gets any worse, we might be stuck in town tonight. Interesting, interesting. Falcon, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good, wonderful break. Heading toward the holiday break. I know that many people are. Some on vacation, some are staying home, some visiting families, some just relaxing with a nice hot toddy kind of scenario. I hope you are having a wonderful start to your weekend. I hope you enjoy jumping into the middle of this show, which is a unique one. To get me wrong, this is very different from all the other streams I've ever done. I don't get to do vignettes very often. He says, I'm good. A break's been great. How's everything with you? Going well. Going well. This game has actually forced me to kind of pull out a lot more acting, which is fascinating because I mean, I'm always performing. Like I said, my streams are very theatrical, on point. Like, they're interactive, but for the most part, I'm putting on, there's a lot of showmanship that goes into it. But this one really pulled out a lot more of what I would do personally if I was treating this as a performance, reading everyone's part and whatnot. Like, I'm always voicing stuff and whatnot, and it's pretty easy to kind of be like, like my Adventures of Chris stream. Let's everybody go, jump, jump, shoot, shoot, pew, pew. I love doing those, don't get me wrong. But this one really kind of brought in more of literally what actors do when it comes to piecing together character psyches, if that makes sense, and trying to piece together a whole bunch of different ids, so to speak, and that if you want to go to like Freudian style, which is like the worst style in my opinion, but kind of different ids, different egos, different gestalts, and then meshing them together in this vignette and creating the characters that drive the story. It's actually been quite an exercise. I'm enjoying myself immensely from an acting standpoint. Karma says, a quick search reveals there are several Native American tribes that fall under the umbrella of Pueblo, and Pueblo essentially describes their historical style of community. Pueblo tribes include Taos, San Ildefonso, Acoma, Zuni, and Hopi. We had the Pueblo Native Americans. I think the person that sat on that side of the desks had the Hopi Native Americans. I don't remember anybody that was in that class, but I remember Hopi was over there when we presented. Anyway, back to this story real quick. So we're exploring the surroundings. This is Emily right here, standing in the ponytail. So now we're looking. Let's see. So she's looking at this group of people. She says, "Oh, right. Cyrano's here to help with the weather report. That should be cool." Elmo gets a lot more into it when he has some noise to vibe on. As most people actually do. This is the video data bank. It used to be on the other side of the room, and the couch was in this corner. We moved it here since this is where the ceiling is less leaky. It's further from the windows too, so sunlight doesn't bleach the labels. So much of archiving is just playing hide and seek with the weather. I feel that. Slow Mo Crow. Keeping an eye on the control board. Keep up the good work, Mo. Alright, that's Maya. She just came in. Yeah, I get what you mean. Basically interpreting and even feeling the characters in this game. Yeah, a lot more than I do in the other ones. The other ones I'm very good at putting on that like superficial like tag on it. But this one, it's hard to read them and not do like go through quickly my mental exercises for my acting journals or my acting choices or what I would do for the creation of an objective and stuff. Oh yeah, this has been a unique experience for me, and I guess you guys get to kind of watch it on the fly. Like anyone that didn't join for Act Two, which was 100% a play within a play, um, that realization was like, what a difference for me. Oh, she continues. James left the patch wired in the image processor. Nice. Maybe there's still time to play with it after the show. You know, voice acting is definitely a lot more than just putting voices to a character. So, for example, I gave her an English accent, but this character that appeared in Act One has a totally different feel from the Conway character that she talked to before. So it's like, yeah, it's just been a lot of playing around and just kind of like doing the stuff that I would be doing in live theater. Live. Time to start the show. Okay, ready when you are. Rita says, how does it look outside? Emily says, gross. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Saturn is in retrograde. What does that even mean? Yep, Think it'll let up? I guess we'll see what Elmo says. My poor tomatoes. Okay, in 3, 2... Hi, it's Rita. This is your evening broadcast, 8192. Oh! That was one of the extensions that we had to dial. I knew it. I was like, oh, that's right here. I typed it. I wrote it for the phone one that we just did. Okay, don't judge. 8192. Wow, it's really raining out there. Darn, I can hear it from here. We have a few leaks, some pots and bowls underneath them. Thanks, Ron, for lending us your extra pots and bowls. I hope you had a good day despite the weather. Although it was really nice earlier, right? I had a good day today. I met a new friend. She is going to join us in a minute or so. Maybe you saw her earlier, around lunch. Or if you didn't meet her, then you'll meet her in a minute. Or if you met her already, but still want to hang out, I'm sure there's plenty that we can talk about. Wow. So this is 8192. Is that right, Emily? Sounds reasonable as choice 1, or what is she talking about? Is there? I'm confused, so I'm with the number 2 choice. What is she talking about? Rita says to the camera, that's a lot of broadcasts. I came in around the 5s, so I've only been around for half of them. And back then, in the 5s, let's see what we had. I did Night Noise, and we had the Swap Show, and the Bird Show, and people were just coming in and dropping off tapes all the time, and now, well, now it's just the evening broadcast. But it's not like, I'm not saying we're in decline or anything like that. I love the evening broadcast. I think it was the first show we had on here. Choice 1, apparently, to ourselves, it was the first show not produced by the power company, or 2, yes, wait, no, well, technically. So I would definitely be thinking number 1, but I would be saying number 2 because I am Kisara and 100% as quirky as number 2 is. So yes, wait, no, well, technically, it used to be a morning broadcast. Choice 1, before Joel was born. Choice 2, oh, but then that drama with the jumping jacks lady. Or choice 3, but the cameras were over there. And I, as Kisara, making these choices for Emily, would say, oh, but then that drama with the jumping jacks lady. Until the town council decided to block out mornings for the exercise show. Ah, yes. So it's the spine of the station. Or maybe it's the heart? Or it's the skin? What part of the WEVP body do you think this is? I have no idea what's happening. Why don't you come on by and tell us about it? We're going to be here for another 30 minutes or so. Or if you don't want to brave the storm, you can always give us a call. Same number as always, 270-216-5556. Okay, so we're going to start with a tape. This is an old one. It's one of mine, but maybe you haven't seen it. Or if you've seen it, it's been a while, so maybe you've forgotten. Ron is whispering, and he curses. I do not, so I'll let Ron have it for himself. Karma says, I'm getting weird Mystery Flesh Pit National Park vibes from this game, and I have no idea why. Probably because at this point you have no idea what she's talking about. We just did a news broadcast, right? Clearly, and we're on in 3, 2, 1, and you expect, hello, welcome to WVEP-TV. Starting with the weather today, off to you, Ron, and then Ron does or Elmo, and then Elmo does his little thing, and it says, and up first in our news report, three kangaroos decided to jumping jack their way through life, and decided to also jump their jumping jack's way through the bar. Guess what happened? Not a lot. All that kind of like neutral tone kind of scenario. That's what you expect from news people. Actually, the news voice that I just gave her is not the news voice at all. When I was auditioning for reporting styles, the one thing they always say is make sure you have the most neutral tone you can possibly imagine. So it's very kind of like that middle, kind of right here. Like I had to go in. Okay, hello and welcome to WTTPHTVI. And this, my name is Kisara. Our first story for this evening, 3 bandits walk into a bar, kind of scenario. I also don't do news reports for a reason. Significantly too neutral for me. All right, so Emily goes, what? To his cursing for Ron. Ron says, she asked me to cue up her tape. Un pueblo de nada. Well, where is it? I don't know, says Ron, urgently. Emily says, it's probably still shelved. I'll find it. Ron silently mouths, thank you. And now we're going to go find over here in the videos. Rita's tape should be here on the back shelf here. Emily scans the shelf for videotapes. Choice 1, I had these alphabetical. Choice 2, it's still on the stack. Or 3, oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Emily pulls out an unlabeled tape. To herself, absently, impossible to say. Not much tape in there, though. Old bumpers? Louder for the others' benefit. Someone should come in here and label all of these. We should put these in chronological order, although I guess it's hard to remember sometimes the order of things. Some of these tapes were made at the same time, or we started one video and then started another in the middle and came back later. And time is out of joint. It's like sweeping a beach. Oh, wait a minute. Choice 1, Ron said he'd start filing the old stuff by language, so... 2, something fell behind the shelf there. Or Ralph borrowed it for his screening, so it's probably with the others he returned. No idea. So let's start with by language for some reason, since it is in Spanish. Let's see. Favorite tires, that's English. Disagreeable birds is also English. The zone, that's in Japanese. Fiesta salvaje. Ah, getting warmer. Oh, un pueblo de nada. Ah. What would you all do without me? Alright, so now we put it into the thing. Here you go, Mo. Hold off on playing this until Rita is done setting it up. Thanks, babe. To the crow. And now we come back over here, I believe. Whoa! Ooh, what's this? Miss you, cross-eye. I don't know what that means, but we'll come back over here. Okay. Ready when you are, Rita. Some people that lived here long a time ago, before the company town, before the airstrip. Like, over 100 years ago. Okay, so, I hope you enjoy it. Seems like a poster for a canceled show. It did seem like that, just kind of like a big spot. To Emily, she says, ready, Emily? Yes. Copy it right. Yep. Or maybe that's the poster, that's the sigil. I hope that sign is getting wet. Sherry just repainted it. I clicked on it because there's a thing, and you know how I am about icons. I wonder what Maya thinks of the dog. This is cool. Have you seen it before? Is she being genuine right now? Just making small talk? Choice 1. Or I should say something nice. I would just say something nice. Yeah, it's something else. You don't sound convinced. It's not a bad way to learn about history though. Choice 1, I helped Rita edit this. Choice 2, she did a lot of research for this tape. Or choice 3, I can't remember where the music for this video came from. I like to realize she did a lot of research for this tape. The People of Nothing. There you go. So that's the title in English that they decided to go for this one. The People of Nothing. We still have a few of those worn out notebooks they left. I guess that guy from the university took the rest. What did he say he was working on? Oh, right. The Archive of Utopian Thought. Some big preservation project, I guess. So now, the People of Nothing are on a shelf somewhere. And here, on this tape. It is history, right? Or is it just a story? Choice 1, it's a good tape. Or choice 2, it seems like kind of a sad show. It seems kind of sad now. I'm going, it seems kind of sad now. I guess it's a kind of memorial. All those are always sad. A memorial to the people who used to live here. Or is there even a difference? Although, now the tape is just here on itself. Every once in a while we dust it off and it shuffles around the airwaves again like an old dog. Sorry. Did I say something wrong? Oh, no. I'm sorry. I just have some weird stuff going on in my head tonight. You know what I mean. Sure, it's okay. Sorry, I'm sorry. Wrong accent. Sorry, I spaced out. Don't worry about it. You should, should I go see it? Yeah, it's almost over. Alright, so now she's gonna sit and she's gonna do her thing. Let's see, real quick. Karma says, I think the MFPNP vibes are coming from the focus on late mid-American historical artifacts and these decadent institutions. Also, obviously, it's underground and has a vaguely underground creepy vibe. And you said it's been super psychological, which is a huge part of MFPNP. Yeah, I can see that. I also do not know too much about, what's the word? Mystery Flesh Pit National Park vibes. Late mid-20th century. Oh, okay. I was like, mid-American. That makes sense. So I literally was like, yeah, that dead center part of the United States. Late mid-20th century American. Got it. Okay, so we have next up is Maya's interview. Rita says to Maya, so where are you staying tonight? What a very weird interview already. So wait, have you looked at Mystery Flesh Fish National Park? No idea what it is. I just know I've heard the name one time in the history of my existence, and that's it. And even then, no idea. So I really don't know what it is, if we're going to be perfectly honest. I was going to look it up after the stream was done, so I could keep the stream going. But I'll definitely look it up so I can get an idea of what you're talking about totally. But if you all know, Karma's the person to talk to about it. So, in the interview, Rita says to Maya, so where are you staying tonight? Here, in town. Oh, good. Yeah, says Maya. Even before the storm came in, I thought it'd be nice to get some rest before the long hike back to the highway. Ron offered his loft. What? Says Rita. He said I could sleep in his loft. Oh, honey, he's talking about his barn. Ron, nobody wants to sleep in your barn. Ron shrugs. It's not haunted. Quote, what, choice 1? but it is haunted. Choice 2, how did that rumor start? 3, hauntings aside, it's not a very comfortable barn. That's what I would say. Hauntings aside, it's not a very comfortable barn. I mean, I can sleep anywhere, but I think the last time Bob slept there, he needed tetanus shot after. But that's Bob. He's a hypochondriac. I'm not sure he really even needed it. You'll stay at my place. Is this an interview? This is 100% lost. Oh, thanks. Choice 1, oh, Ron. Choice 2, with that storm coming, I should probably find somewhere to stay out here tonight. I'll probably say that. Choice 1, maybe I'll just sleep here in the studio. Choice 2, well, the loft is free if I dare. Or, maybe the storm won't be so bad. The storm is clearly bad. I'll just sleep in the studio. Do you need anything? My audio's looping? That's because I'm muted. I'm muted so I can check something. So I can turn up my volume. Okay, so if anyone else is having those problems, please do let me know. We can see if it's a problem thing, but mine is fine. So if it seems to need to do a refresh, you know, all the little tricks of the trade. But yeah, Twitch is weird. All right, so Maya says, apparently this interview has gotten a very personal turn. I have yet to know what she's being interviewed about. So Rita says, do you need anything? And Maya says, actually, do you have an extra toothbrush? Emily thinks, it'd be nice to sleep under the stars. Rita says, I think I do, actually, yeah. Oh my God, says Maya. I've been in the woods, you know. Right. I actually used a twig this morning. I kind of chewed up one end. What? I am so confused. What is going on right now? Emily thinks to herself, no stars tonight then. I've done that. Really? I'm disappointed. I thought I invented it. No, using a twig to clean your teeth has been... Aren't they talking about historical artifacts and stuff like that? Like, using a twig to clean your teeth has been around for a long time. My mother did that when she lived in the... Philippines. Okay. Yeah, I think I get some really, really weird glitches from Twitch sometimes, like the video jumping back to the still frame from 7 minutes earlier in the task. Audio continues. Browser side, hard to know when they're first appear and what's happening. Yeah. Even better, you can chew on some pine needles. It really freshens your breath. I mean, it's not perfect. Maya responds, wow, that's roughing it. Just close your eyes and pretend, I guess. Right, exactly. And even then, it's not the same as real toothpaste. Okay. Choice 1, what the heck are they talking about? Which feels very apropos right now. Or 2, do they know they're rolling? I'm going with number 1, because that's exactly what I just said 4 times now. Emily waves to Rita. Rita says to the camera, oh, okay. Hi, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said, that was from like, several years ago. I can't remember it exactly. I enjoyed it very much, said Maya. Oh, thank you, Maya. Emily, whispering to Ron, what's next? I brought in a tape. Oh, okay, you good? All queued up. I'm gonna check on the boys. Okay, cool. So they're all set. So now we're going to check on everyone else over here. Here are the boys. What the heck are they doing? Ben and Bob are seated on the couch poking at the electronic innards of the radio. Ben,
So it won't mute while it scans between stations?
Bob says, I switched the voices, but you get the idea. Because that's where they live, right?
No. You just want that constant static noise.
Right, the noise. That's where they live.
They don't live anywhere, dude. They're ghosts.
Okay, why does it matter where you tune the radio? Matrix breach?
It's like soil in your garden. You need rich soil, right? Mashed up, rotted leaves and stuff, like compost.
Bob says to Emily,
Oh, hey, Em, how's the show?
just normal night. Choice 1. Choice 2, what the heck are they doing? Choice 3, Ben has something stuck in his beard. And I'm going to use that one because of all the random things to say, that's a good one. Oh, you know, it's a piece of food. Sandwich meat? Maybe it's a leaf? I'm going with sandwich meat. No idea. Ben says,
Pretty good progress on the ghost box.
that's not okay to have meat in your beard. Ben says,
Scans constantly.
I should tell him choice 1, or I hope nobody tells him. I'm gonna tell him because I'm that person.
And play it back later.
Bob says to Ben,
Hey, you got something in your beard.
nah. You got something in your beard. Why would anyone tell you that and you just gonna go, nah, I don't have anything in my beard? You're supposed to go, oh, okay. Or, are you sure? It's not there. Anyway, the radio crackles as it scans rapidly across the spectrum. Snippets of voices mixed with colored noise and unfamiliar interference patterns.
Did you hear that? That was definitely a voice from beyond the grave. Sounded like, I clearly heard dogwood in there. Yeah, kind of sounded more like frogwood to me.
What the heck is frogwood?
Man, I don't tell the ghost what to say. Did you hear that, Emily?
It did sound like frogwood. It must have been dogwood. Or I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. Let's see. Best to be honest, or I should play along, though they've been working on this for a while. I usually choose honesty. I didn't hear a voice at all.
Nah. I guess it doesn't really matter. Ghost voices don't really come out until you play back the recording later. They only exist in recordings, like a copy without an original. A mirror reflecting something that isn't in the room.
Weird or eerie? Weird. Like a vampire. Wait, no, that's backwards. A vampire has no reflection.
Yeah, vampires are pretty mundane by comparison. They're just a mashup of some creepy things we already knew about. Cannibalism, hypnotism, mist, bats. Yeah, I see bats every night,
Says Bob.
Bats aren't all weird, though. Ghosts, though. We need a whole new framework to think about ghosts.
So, the ghost speaks and we can't hear it, but the tape recorder can hear it. Is that right?
I don't know. Sometimes I think it's more like the recording itself is the ghost. Like, that's what ghosts are. Recordings of events that didn't happen. When something keeps leaving new marks after it's gone, false memories.
They're on their own sphere. You do you, boys. The bowls on the floor are quickly getting full. I hope somebody is planning to empty these. Somebody else. I wonder if it's true that in cities, rain makes it look all empty. I'm trying to remember. What's a big city I've been in when it rained? Oh, Chicago. Downpour into Western Avenue. We took shelter at a gas station. Does it just look empty because everyone stays inside?
No, there's something uncanny about a town in a thunderstorm. It's like a reanimated corpse. More leaks. This is not sustainable. Alright, and I guess we go back up. James has been working on the circuit diagram for a while now. The diagram has been up on the chalkboard for at least a couple of months. It's a schematic for some essential component in the image processor. Nobody understands it but James. That's the point. He's been trying to clean it up and simplify it a bit. He'll publish the simplified diagram and anyone can build an image processor. Meanwhile, it's like hieroglyphics here. The schematic seems to get more eerie the longer James is away. He understands it, which keeps him tethered in the realm of the human. Otherwise, it might as well be a lichen. Oh, I love the oscilloscope. You can plug in any signal there and it shows up on the screen. Sound waves, video signals. Even just weak electrical signal with no other purchase on the series. You can inspect the electronic sounds that are usually too low frequency to detect. Sometimes it takes a little tuning. James used to show me the guest in our wiring here in town. There's a low hum, barely even a hum, because it's too low to be audible. A slow, gentle oscillation that offsets every other electrical city in town. James hasn't been able to figure it out because of the hum. But it's okay. It's too subtle to cause any real problems for us. It's just there. That's that ghost they were talking about, oscillating. Oh, it's Ron's big moment. Before I go on, Karma says, I got a text message, sorry. I'm dead. Drake sent me a picture of a dog that got lost that they found, and I'm like, what? Okay, so Karma says, apologies there. Anyway, NFPNP is an alternate reality project detailing a fictional former national park in Texas, created around a weird hole in the ground discovered in 1970s, exposing an upper orifice of an immense titanic alien creature slumbering underground, whose bizarre convoluted insides are as large as any cave system known on Earth. The park was open to the public for decades until a disastrous incident, and the POV character is an amateur historian who has dedicated themselves to collecting and cataloging objects from the former park. Largely things like brochures, signage, newspaper articles, and personal letters by people involved with the park. Oh, interesting. Okay. She keeps saying bored when I had to like look at something else. That's interesting. Me and Drake will have to look that up. Or Drake and I should say, sorry. It's Ron's big moment. Okay, so Ron, anything you want to tell us about that tape? Whatever tape that was. Everything on that tape was wild. Really? Everything? Wild stuff indeed. Even the horses? Everything on that tape was wild. Hi, Drake. Oh, come in. Everything on that tape was wild. How are you? It's good to see you. And yes, I am glad that you were able to get the food. I bought some. So choice one, I bought some forged forged folk tapes at a yard sale once. 2, planes used to leave these thick black marks on the runway at our little airstrip. Or 3, I used to tell everyone about this donut shop in Sonora. First off, if there's a donut shop in Sonora you know about, you better tell me for like the 1 or 2 times in my lifetime I will ever travel to Sonora. I like the Red Rocks. Okay, so I guess planes used to leave these thick black marks on the runway of our little airstrip. I guess coming in so fast on such a short runway, or maybe cheap tires, I don't really know. Were the horses wild? I thought there were horses here. Those were the horses here. Oh, the neighbors? We call the horses here the neighbors. No, I don't recognize that one. I don't think there are any wild horses anymore. Really? How could that be? Oh, well, they've all been domesticated. Are the neighbors domesticated? We don't own them. No, they're just, feral? The tracks would bleach out the sun, but then the next time it rained, they'd appear again as oily after images on the runway. Now it's been decades since anyone landed here, but those marks still come out when it rains. Oh, right. In your documentary, you said that the people who used to live here had freed their horses. Right, exactly. But you can free your pet cat, but it won't turn back into a panther? Drake, let me be clear. I have no idea what's happening in this stream. I haven't known what's happening in the stream since we started Act 3. We're in Act 4. No concept. No ideas. Just a bunch of random vignettes and stories. Karma asked what the plot was. I don't think there is one per se, just an overarching theme, so to speak. So if you don't understand what's happening at this very moment, believe me, no one that's been watching the stream really knows what's actually going on. We just have this overarching sense of unease. And apparently, like some what feels like references, or at least feels of references to other things. Like Karma said to MFPNP. Earlier we had this eerie ASMR phone call for half an hour. Yeah, it's been a very weird stream. I had like an actor's moment for like Act 2. There was so much that was unexpected. Okay, so you can free your pet, but it won't turn back into a panther. Sure, that is a choice of sentences. Right, is exactly that. Oh, Drake, Karma was talking about, what is it? Mystery. Hold on, I'm going to tell Drake about it real quick. Mystery Flesh Pit National Park vibes. Drake, we gotta look that one up. It's creepy as heck with the kind of delayed horror vibe to it. Thematically, a huge part of MFPNP is about human beings being willing to normalize anything, no matter how horrific, if they can find a way to profit from it. The MFPNP creature is incomprehensible eldritch abomination, but the government and corporations that influence the government generate immense amount of propaganda, framing the creature as just a peculiar bit of native fauna, and the park with its tours and its insides that drive people with mad psychic emanations just as good as clean, wholesome family fun. That doesn't sound like clean. Clearly, like we can bring our nieces and stuff to that kind of scenario. Obviously, good, clean fun. Oh, eldritch horror. 100%. That's a kind of haunting, a kind of ghost, like Ben was saying. Yeah, I know, Drake. I was just saying we gotta look it up. Though I feel like you probably would be better looking it up, and then like I'll watch you play it, because I know if I do it, you will be like, there, stop crying. Also, the idea of like humans normalizing things no matter how horrific it is, like, believe me, it scares me to death how easy that comes for some people. How easy it comes inside that mob mentality. I was telling Drake about the artist that stood there and let anyone do anything to her, kind of that performance artist and kind of thing. How she felt scared for her life 6 hours in. Yeah. I do not like that part of humanity. There's a Kickstarter for a video game, but it failed pretty badly. Aw, darn. Definitely sounds like Drake's kind of game. And it definitely sounds like Drake's kind of game where he would tell me, hey, do you want to come watch me play this like he did for Soma? But everything is a ghost around here these days. It's a ghost town with people still living in it, against all reason. I have no idea. 1, most of the houses are empty. 2, despite all the pain in this town's history. 3, this evening's broadcast is a travesty, really. I agree. Gotta head back to work. Good luck with releasing the tape thing. You make it sound like I'm releasing a kraken. I just want to know what the point of these people's existence are. Have a good day at work. I'll see you at your next break, okay? Talk to you soon. Alright, so this evening's broadcast is a travesty, really. I'd never say that out loud. Everyone here works hard on it. What about the dogs? Yeah, Ron, was the dog wild? Everything in the tape was wild. Ron is my favorite character. But it's a little perverse that this little community news program goes on strong while the community itself is barely hanging on, a leftover reflection. It didn't look that wild to me, said Rita. I guess it was a matter of perspective, says Maya. I'm not sure I agree, but now it's time for the weather. Thanks again, Ron. We're hanging on long past our expiration date. Well, the weather should be pretty wild. I can hear it for myself right now. Yeah, getting pretty dense out there. Do you get storms like this a lot? More and more. Right, of course. And then, of course, there's the actual ghost. All right, there's Elmo with the weather report. And lucky us, we also have Cyrano Cole, who stopped by to add some drama. Musically, I hear he's going to be at the Rum Colony later tonight if you need a cocktail after the show. So let's go live to Elmo, for the weather report. Oh, is Elmo ready? I should make sure the camera's pointed in the right direction. Oh, good. Standing water on the floor and a hole in my boot. Is it flooding now? And my socks are getting wet. I love to have wet socks. Alright, let's go to Elmo. Here we go. On this projector screen. Elmo and Cyrano are killing it this weather report. Hey. Elmo says, hey. Choice 1, this is so trippy. Or 2, I could do this. That is a bad sign. There's a lot of water, I know. I'm going with this is trippy. Because actually, to be able to use projectors like this, not so simple. How did he work out the ratios of oil, water, and dyes? It seems so precise with the way he trips them on the little half at a time. The sign Sarah says in the back, the roofs are leaking all over town, by the way. Must have been a lot of trial and error. Just starting at a circle of light on the wall, drip, drip, drip. Flash flood imminent is the next one. Where do you get your supplies, Elmo? Ben has a guy in... Oh, wait, do you mean the projection stuff? I mail-ordered these candle dyes. This other stuff is just mineral oil. You can get it at the drugstore. The projector, somebody just left it here. Man, incredible. Actually, it was that girl that does the pirate video stuff. You know, jamming our signal. Weaver. Weaver! We met Weaver in Act 1, remember? Oh, yeah. Our resident ghost. We met Weaver's ghost in episode 1, remember? Ghost, huh? You really think she's dead? Does it matter? Choice 1, of course it matters. Choice 2, maybe not. Choice 3, what does he mean by that? I would ask that one. You don't think it matters? Nah, alive or dead, a ghost is just what happens when a person is gone but is still taking up space. Hey, you think she'll get us tonight? It's about time, right? He's right, we are about due. Plus, Saturn's in retrograde. So I hear. I missed that. Voice is up. Not that she keeps a strict schedule, but... Or schedule, schedule. But it's never longer than a month or two in between. Oh, what does Mimi call them? I know they're bad for the general vibe around here, but can I be honest? Emily nods in gravity, mock gravity. I kind of like it when she busts in and takes over our signal. It's like a low log falling on the road that reminds you that this all used to be trees. Interventions. That's what Maybe calls it. Choice 1, it's been going on for a couple years now. Or choice 2, how does she do it? Probably choice 1. Her performances were cool though. I never saw her perform, but I heard about it. Oh yeah, I saw her do it a few times. I was into it. The first time she jammed our signal and showed up in our broadcast, I didn't know who she was. She'd already disappeared when I came in and took over her old job. She did lectures, right? Yeah, you could say that. I thought them as storytelling sessions. She talked for hours and shuffled through slide after slide of shapes and numbers and weird constellations. Who knows what any of it meant? Everyone was so excited and confused and scared. A little. On the defensive. They still are. And this was her projector. Right. I don't know where she got it, though. It still works really well. I got a spare bulb at the resale shop, but I haven't had to use it yet. It's strange. I never think of what she's doing as hostile, really. Sounds like Elmo has the same impression. What happened to the rest of her stuff? I bet her slides are in here in the studio. Maybe with the posters? Sherry has all of Weaver's old notebooks. I know that. She keeps them in her archive. You know, the big blue filing cabinet. With the daisies painted on. Oh, yeah. Anyway, the really hard part to find these two pieces of glass. They have to be paired very precisely. I had to get these from the clock store over in Glasgow. That's where they come from, clock faces. Thanks for the tips, dude. Anytime, dude. Alright, so it looks like they're fine. Oh, God. Is that really happening? Are we about to get drenched? Not a good sign, right, Pedro? Back to you, Rita. Thanks, Elmo and Cyrano. So next we have a selection from the video databank. You're gonna like this one, Maya. This one's about caves. Ooh. Yeah, local caves. We play this one a lot. It's pretty cool. The telephone rings. Oh, but we have a phone call. Should we get it now or should we wait? We'll get it now. Okay. Rita presses a button on the telephone next to her. Hello, WEVP. Geoff on the telephone loudspeaker says, "Hey Rita, it's me, Geoff. Remember? It's Geoff with a G. The first time I got on your air, he called me Geoff by accident. I don't know if you still remember that, but it's Geoff with a G. Can I say I was going to tell you hi to Maya and Ron, but Maya and Ron, you can probably hear me. Hey Maya, hey Ron. I didn't know if anyone got my last message. I left on the voicemail, but I was talking about the raccoons that keep eating my garbage." Oh, someone's reading it. If you guys can hear it. I hope you all packed a lunch. Sounds like this one's going to be a long one. They should be okay if I wander around a bit. There's Mo, our beloved crow. Hey, babe. Slow-mo crow, caw and rattle. Did you know Weaver, or are you staying around tonight? I would probably go with one. Did you know Weaver? Oh, really? Did you ever see her lectures? Sounds amazing. I would have liked to see that. You make her sound so normal. Talk to anyone else and it sounds like she had a second head. One of our little mysteries. Like the out-of-towner. Oh, really? Did you know him well? Wow, I had no idea. Let's see, it was so terrible what happened to him, so who do you think did it? What? I could do Co's, but it's already doing the sound effects. I don't need to. So, who do you think did it? Of course, I hadn't considered that possibility. What a waste. Sad. Well, have fun. I'm going to see if Geoff is done. Look at the water. The water is everywhere. Someone, Mimi I think, was tracking Weaver's appearances here. She'd jot down every time the time and date, whenever there was an intervention. Mimi hasn't been back in a few weeks, though. When was the last one? Let's see what the notes say. Oh, wait. She just wrote times, not dates. Well, that's not very helpful. They're all at night. That's the pattern. Oh, and there's Ron's recipe for mac and cheese. Oh, 6 cups of milk. Decadent. No leaks back here yet, just tapes that are safe for the moment. I have a bad feeling the situation won't last. Soon I'll be scrounging for a tarp to protect the video data bank. First off, the floor is literally flooding. It is everywhere. Everyone is underwater. There's water everywhere. Oh my god, he's still rambling. Ron is asleep. Oh my god. He's snoring! Perfect. He's talking about the phone number that we spent pressing 0 and stuff like that. Oh crap, the line's dead. The phone's line is such a mess up here. Hello? Says Rita. Was that the storm or was that the phone lines? Man, they're really flaky. But business as usual. He has a really soothing voice. That's Geoff, our regular caller. Go! He's asleep. Ron is falling asleep in his chair. 100%. Oh, well, let him sleep. Okay, well, let's play the tape. This is Cave Art. It's a classic around here. I'm excited. Looks like Mo got this one all cute up. Way to go, Mo. I should let Maya enjoy the tape. So, if Weaver is a ghost, by some agreed upon definition of mechanics, that means WEVP-TV is haunted. Should we be doing something about that? Aren't you supposed to, like, have an exorcism or something? I mean, you can't just leave a place haunted. That would be negligence. I'd miss her, though. I guess there are good ghosts and bad ghosts, like spiders, good in the garden, bad in the shower. A loud crashing noise from outside wakes Ron up. What the heck? What was that? Ron says, I'll check it out. And he gets up and goes. Yikes! Should we go help? Oh no, Oh, the tape is over. What did you think? That was great. Yeah, I like that one. Kind of, the lights go out. That sounded pretty close. Oh, that's Maya. That sounded pretty close. Oh, no. Is the power out or just the lights? I don't know. I'll take a look. Maybe a fuse blew on the relay or something. Some rats through the wire. Abandoned ship. Just kidding. Guess I'll take a look around to see if there's anything smoking. Alright, let's see what's on fire. Ah, the town must seem even more romantic now, huh? Maybe we should call... If it survives the night. Maybe we should call... The phones are definitely dead. I guess it's up to me to figure out what's going on here. Is that... No, of course it's not. Lightning flashes in the dark make it look like a slideshow. My summer vacation in a ghost town. They're still picking their way at a project in the dark as the storm bear down on us. Well, what else is new? That's the whole thing, this town just whistling along on its way to its grave. Oh, poor thing. He's soaked. Nikki says, "Are you having trouble with..." Oh, I spoke too soon. I thought the power is out. Yeah, it just came back on. Weird though, or good though. You made it in this storm. Oh, I'd never missed the being broadcast, to be honest. It's the only time I get to share my work. Nikki is still carrying a torch for the out-of-towner. Choice 2, I wonder how many people even tune in at this point. Is she just reading her poetry to us here in the studio? Who was the out-of-towner? That wasn't Conway. Sure, of course, that's great. While it's pouring out there, and what happened with the power? I'm thinking too, what happened with the power? That was weird, right? The power? Oh, it seems like the normal kind of thing to happen in a storm. Yeah, you're right. I just have an eerie feeling tonight. Well, you know, Saturn's in retrograde, right? People have actually said that to me, and I'm just like, that tells me nothing. 100% no information given in any way, shape, or form with, it's in retrograde. I'm like, yeah. And? It sure is. Well, ready to go. Ready. Oh, look. Some of the studio wiring is in puddles now. That's dangerous, right, Petra? Everything's underwater now. Nobody else seems concerned about it. Okay. I'm going to pretend like I did not see that. And the ceiling is falling apart. Doesn't bode well for the roof. Okay, here we go. Now, we enter the cultural section of tonight's program. Did you fix it? Just came back on its own. It'll just take a second for the equipment to warm back up and we'll be on the air again. Rita says to Nikki, "Spooky." It's a disaster out there. The neighbor's barn is basically underwater. Is that the barn we kept seeing in After One? Goodness. Yes, I like this TV show is sinking. Wow, so just completely flooded. I passed around on the way in. He's going to take a look and see if there's anything he can do. Will they be okay? Ron knows what he's doing. He used to be a firefighter. It's a little bit different though, right? I guess. Nikki hands some wet paper towels to Rita. Oh, thanks. Nikki pulls out a journal out of her jacket pocket. I brought my work. Oh, good. To Maya, she says, Nikki reads her poetry. It's a weekly feature of our broadcast. Oh, great. I look forward to hearing it. Yeah, I just hope that we can keep going. We lost power a little while back before, right? Yeah, better get started then. She turns to the camera and starts reading. To the out-of-towner. What evil flew you to your final bed? Was it not men who brought you here to sleep? The men who left you bloodied and then fled had chosen mud and muddied Water Creek. Did wild turkeys gobble, dote, and care, and wipe the moss beneath your eyelids clear? Did cardinals pull the twigs from out your hair and wash your hands and feet and trim your beard? When wood ducks dressed you in resting gown and pigeons fashioned shoes from leaves and bark, who then sewed the flowers and the royal crown? The one who made your headdress was a hawk. The men who broke your body, where were they? The vultures stayed home on your funeral day. Ben yells, says, Emily, look at the monitor! Dude, be quiet. We're live right now. No, we're not. Look.
All right, so now we're gonna look at the monitor. That's not my broadcast. Ah, there she is. Elmo was right.
What's wrong?
It's her, Weaver.
Oh, really? Tonight?
Sorry about this, Maya.
What's going on?
Local prankster. She jams our signal every once in a while whenever the stars align. Prankster? Not the word I'd use.
Oh, darn.
So, what do you do about it? Well, we just wait till she's done. We've never been able to stop her from jamming us. We don't even know how she does it. We should be back on in a minute, though. Don't worry. The storm intensifies outside, and we zoom in on the camera. What looks like a black and white of Weaver. I don't like the dark. I don't like the dark. I don't like the dark. Sadako? Okay. So that was Act 4. Huh. I guess we might as well finish out Act 5. Final act of the vignettes that we have. Oh wait, we can't do this. The ring? Oh, wait a second. Do we have to go back to number 1? Because all these are crossed out, and I can't do chapter 5. I think I have to go back to here. Before I get there. Oh, interesting. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop here because I know that I need a break because that was a lot to get through, and we're already at the 3-hour mark or coming up on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stop here because it looks like I actually need to play limits and demonstrations, because if you'll notice, I can't play chapter 5. Like, I just can't do it. I can't click on it or nothing. But limits and demonstrations apparently is still open, and I don't remember why. So I'm thinking we'll probably come back to this again next week. Now, next week is interesting because I believe Drake, don't hold me to it, but I believe he said to me that he's going to be pretty much busy for Christmas Day. I am not. So I will probably take that day and we'll do a stream then, and we'll finish this out on Sunday. And then we'll figure out what Monday looks like from there. I appreciate you guys, and I'm also really, Karma, I also appreciate you bringing to the table the NFPNP, the game that you were talking about, that starts with an M, and I will have to look back to the chat in order to write it down. So we'll come back to that on Friday. We'll finish this out, and hopefully I'll have gotten it right, or I'll figure, at least we'll sort of go from there. Otherwise, thank you all for joining me for the spell, and yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I'm so tired. Ooh, this game was great, but ooh, it totally got me. All right, I look forward to seeing you all again on Sunday. Have a wonderful night, and as always, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. And stay safe this weekend, especially for anyone that's traveling or anything along those lines. Yeah, stay safe. Enjoy yourselves, and I will see you all next week. Good night.